everyone, and welcome to another Wednesday afternoon Generation Zero stream.
Hello everybody.
Yes, so for those of you who are just tuning in for this first time, shame on you. No, I'm Graham, Community Manager for Generation Zero.
And I am Matt, also Community Manager here.
Yes, indeedy. Alright, let's mute the playback on the other channel so we can hear it properly. Nice! So, last week we intended to be doing this playthrough. Well, continuing the playthrough, but in the end we had a patch right before, so we turned more into a general discussion. Yes, sorry for the mullet. The mullet has gone AWOL. I will try and track it down. Apologies. But yeah, last week was meant to be a playthrough, but as we patched, we changed it into more of a post-patch discussion. And now this week we're going to be picking up the whole playthrough thing again with Matt, and hopefully Sasha will drop in a bit. If not, then Matt, you just have to...
I'll just have to
hold what you can.
Power through it myself, yeah. Sweet.
Okay, sorry, I'm actually getting updates from the team right now, who are currently testing the patch, which is going to address some of the issues that Windows 7 and 8 users are having. So excuse me while I stick my nose in my phone, but I can tell you what the most recent updates are. Okay, cool. So yeah, at the moment they are currently downstairs testing an update which we would like to hopefully have out to you tomorrow morning, which will go some way to addressing the the crash issues that we're having in Windows 7 and 8. So yeah, watch this space for tomorrow morning and we'll give you the full deets then. But just to let you know, that's exactly what the team is doing right now downstairs, is greatly improving the whole Windows and 7 and 8 situation we have right now. And then, of course, there's going to be other tweaks as well coming. We felt that the adrenaline shot nerf, I guess, is the only way I can say it, was a little bit too strong. So we're going to revert that somewhat and stick it more towards the middle. And then with a couple of other little tweaks. But again, this is just going to be a hotfix we're looking at. So more larger content stuff, kind of like you got last week, is actually going to come later on. What about the in-game tutorials for features that don't seem to exist? I don't know what you're talking about, Queer Thulu. These are not the tutorials we're looking for. It's outrageous to allow users to win 7 and 8 to every week. Yeah, I mean, we don't like the fact that that happened, of course. It's annoying for us, but the main issue was the fact that we had a double bank holiday bonanza right in the middle of things. And, you know, Sweden has employment laws which are really great for an employee, but as a business who wants to, you know, push out content to you folks, we do have to observe these kind of things. So yeah, we had those days off away from the office, which did slow the process down. Ideally, we'd have loved to react much quicker to that, absolutely, and we're sorry we couldn't do that for you. But again, that's something that is imminent in resolving now. Hope we had a great Easter, says Tenebris. Yeah, thank you very much. I still got a fair bit of work done during the Easter, but there was some candy and some skiing done. What you got, Matt? Bluey. This is what I should have been doing last week. Sniping is not my thing. No.
Let's try to...
Other questions of the gamers commenting being addressed? Yes, Mike. I've been doing that all stream so far for the previous 3 minutes. And we will continue to do so throughout the stream. And, of course, on all the other channels.
I'll just leave him in there.
Yeah. You may say they're excuses, Darcy, but all I can tell you is the truth. It's up to you if you want to listen to it or not. But, yeah, we'll just keep telling you the truth, and we'll go from there.
Yep. I think, well, first off, I think I'm probably dead here unless I back out of this really carefully.
Long one from David there, saying he loves the game. A robot eye modification coming to ACOG's site. Or is that coming in the sequel Generation 1? Yeah. What are the technical aspects, Amalute for content? That's a long one. I can't do all of that on stream. I'll probably grab that off Facebook afterwards, and I'll write you up an answer for that one, David. That's like a multi-part question. Will there be rideable bicycles? We've had those requested, so we'll see what the future brings. Again, up until last week, we've been laser focused on bug fixes. Right now, we're working on some issues that came with the bug fix. Primarily, boom. That's how you do it.
I love it when it blows the radio over towards you.
And then next we're looking at some general quality of life stuff, and then we'll start talking about things such as big stuff like vehicles and anything else that you want to ask for. That's not an announcement of vehicles, that's just more that type of feature, bigger stuff. Great speed on the fix, given you weren't able to work over Easter. Yes, I mean, it's absolutely, it's not due to us not wanting to do stuff, put it that way. We have a very invested team who are super motivated, and they're working their damnedest to try and get you all the good stuff. Did you just get both with one? I guess the explosion took out the other one.
Yeah.
Any chance you could ask the devs exactly how the mouse import broke the games about in older versions of Windows? I could. I don't know if it's be entirely useful information, but if you're intrigued, I can ask them. But I'm probably going to get a wall of dev stuff that I don't understand back at me. But I can see if I can find that info. So the game music is a bit too loud, or the game sounds in general. Perhaps I'll take it down. Down a touch.
Take it down.
Let me know if that's too little. How do you get so many optics modules? Shooting the right thing and luck, I guess.
I found after my hours of testing that if you kill something with an explosion, you've got more likely chance. Don't know if that's true or fact. It's just my personal, you set a trap, blow something up, seem to get more drops out of them actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like disassembling them on the fly.
Yeah. Pro tip number 364.
But yeah, there is the mechanic perk as well, which can influence your loot drops. Please no crafting, or be a lack of space and even more inventory. Well, I think if you were ever to do a crafting feature, then of course we would take that into account. Don't worry. But again, we're not talking about that just yet. We haven't. So watch that space if and when we might cover it. Having trouble with these 2 missions. Yeah, well, there's a bunch of mission things that the team is also looking at, primarily around bunkers. They're misbehaving still with regards to doors locking and things, so we're definitely on top of that one. Pigmac, heartbeats and huffing and puffing. That's a report, actually, that I made to the team yesterday. So they definitely have been getting that feedback. I collated a few folks who also had the same comments. So. I like the reduction in adrenaline shots myself, but I understand it makes it more difficult for most. Yeah, we want to try and get some middle ground, I guess. Maybe long term, it could be something you choose yourself. Maybe have difficulties, or I don't know. We'll see.
Over and out.
Silmaka saying about the opening Western Shores first, and you didn't get the note for the flying by mission. We're aware of that one, and that's something that we will be working on fixing. Apologies for the trouble there. We're going to fix it. Ayers Badger, notice me. You are noticed. Yeah. Will you bring more weapons? I think that's a good bet. I mean, we've only been out for coming up a month now.
Wow.
We're primarily working on the bug fixes, and next up will be some general quality of life changes based upon the first month's feedback. But things like new weapons, new machines, new areas of the map, I think they're all the kind of thing you could expect to see in the future, as long as you folks stick around and keep your interest. Yeah, I always say this with our other game called The Wild. It makes sense that we would do this kind of thing in the long term, and we do have plans to develop the game sometime yet. So.
So if you just joined too, we're I think Graham might have covered that earlier actually, but just sort of working our way back through the starter missions, and yeah, so we have kind of
yeah, screwed our way along.
I have to go back up to that castle.
Not
actually.
quite reached Scary Land just yet.
Not yet, not yet.
Which is good because Sasha's not here to get you back.
It's alright. I was carrying him anyway.
The smack talk.
Yeah,
before he gets
he's not here.
So we hear him log on a Discord. So.
You what?
Yeah. Will you guys bring any DLC in the future once the game is all fixed? Yes, absolutely. We do have plans to support the game with both paid DLC and free options. We just don't want to talk about that right now, really, whilst there is work to be done on the base game. We don't think it'd be too tasteful to be saying, hey, look at this thing we want to sell you, when we do have some difficulties with the base version. Ooh, nice.
Don't have
extended mag. We don't have the Corpist.
Corpist?
Corpist. You had your Swedish lessons today.
Yeah.
Yep. But yes, we do have we have thoughts for long-term support of the game, and we'll start to talk about them a little bit once we feel that the base experience is good for you.
Around here.
Yeah, I like the bush wriggling its way through that wall there. The AK-45 and MP5 and M45 swapped visual stats. Some testers weren't aware of that even. I don't get what you mean by that, Big Mac. You mean the actual stats on the info screen for the weapon itself? Will there be free content updates planned too? Yes. As with Call of the Wild, our other game that we work with, we always do free and paid content. So, if you don't want to spend another cent on the game, you can still continue to benefit from improvements in the future as we go forward.
I knew I saw her under there.
Bex Who, that is indeed a bug with the upturn bunker there, and that's something that we are working on fixes for. Apologies for the trouble.
Oh, there's a couple here.
Beaker Trek's asking about having a respec possibility when you hit level cap. That's something we've received a lot of feedback about as well, so perhaps that could happen. Can we add robot badges? That sounds amazing. Let's make it happen.
Badger.
Mushroom.
Robot.
Oh yeah, robot, I guess.
Machine. Well, just because it doesn't work with badger.
Will we see a new map in the future, perhaps? It's too early to say. I mean, there's so many cool things that we can do. So we'll see what the future brings. But at the moment, we're keeping our options very open. There's so many different ways we can go from here. And of course, your opinions are important in letting us know. So. Will there be ever Call of the Wild Gen 0 crossover? It'll be fun. Yeah, it would be, but I don't know if it's something we have immediate plans for, let's say. From you as a player of the game perspective, how do you think the game is going so far? If I was to put myself in a player's position, which I do every day as a community manager, I am here to be your representative within the dev team. I'd say, there's more to be done, definitely, which is what we're hard at work doing right now. I think, the massive patch we did last week obviously shows that we have good trust by now. I hope you can see that we're working hard at things, and again, we're hoping we can get the next hot fix out to PC users tomorrow. If all goes to plan, which should hopefully work towards improving these Windows 7 and 8 issues we have. So as a player, I would think, gee, these guys need to fix these bugs. But now we've got a big update out last week. Hopefully, if all goes to plan with our QA testing today, we'll ideally aim to get something out tomorrow. So yeah, that would get. As a player, that would give me more faith, let's say. Again, talking hypotheticals. What level of realism are you shooting for in terms of gameplay? I mean, it's not meant to be like a military sim, like Armor or the old Operation Flashpoint or something, but obviously you can tell by the aesthetics and the real-world representation, it's quite realistic. I guess it's kind of in the middle, I would say. I mean, we don't have the comedy arcing bullets that you have to balance sniper rifles in some games, for example. We do have very flat trajectories, as is more realistic. So yeah, it's a bit from column A, bit from column B. Yeah. And I guess Big Mac, yeah, that's a good one. Entertainment level, really. It should be fun, above all, it's a game. I like to think.
Don't go swimming!
Oh!
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
You found a floaty one. Has he got gas tanks, maybe?
Yeah. I never seen that before.
When you track a mission, it should show up on the comp. You mean as in, like... I mean, it was a conscious design decision of us not to have these great big, Doritos in the middle of the screen that direct you from mission waypoint to mission waypoint. You are meant to you're meant to suss it out yourself using information that you find around the world in your mission log. Always check there, check your mission items. Maybe you'll find a map or a clue as to where you should be going. But we do, of course, have those markers when you get closer. Agree, I'm actually on YouTube saying it would be great to weapon ammo to refill into weapon instead of inventory. Yes, that would be a really nice quality of life change. We've got some feedback about that, so we're taking that on board. Will you ever add water level features?
Juking me.
Who knows? Maybe. As of now, of course, water's not something that you traverse in the game. It might make sense in the future. Maybe we add islands, maybe we add boats. Who knows? It's too early to say. Let's see. Are we going to in future see any wild animals running on the map? Hard to tell. It would be cool, but I don't know what the performance aspect or performance hit would be. We already simulate lots of machines and things. I don't know. I'd have to ask one of our programmers if they thought it was really cool, but it would be cool. Strikeburn saying been unable to play April updates to the issue, but hopefully soon. Any optimization in terms of performance? We always tend to do, general optimization tweaks as we do things. So hopefully there's always going to continue to be improvements. But in terms to your main point about not being able to play the April update, I presume you're on Windows 7, 8, or 10, which is something that we're hard at work right now working on. And again, if you missed it at the start, we're hoping, fingers crossed, that our internal bug testing will pass this afternoon, and we're aiming to get something out to you tomorrow as a hotfix to help improve the situation for Windows 7 and 8 users. What exactly do you do in this game? Like missions and storyline? Well, whatever you like, really. There is a core mission / storyline, but some people like to just plow up the storyline. Some people like to go off track and explore. Some people like to have dance parties with boomboxes. It's quite free in that respect. But yeah, at the core of it, there is a story. As the map gets bigger, do you ever see vehicles in the future of the game? I mean, vehicles has been a big request from you folks, and of course, we've always said we want to follow closely with community feedback. So we'll see based upon that info. Yeah. So where are we heading, Matt?
So I'm going to come through here and then to the over and out mission. I think is the plan.
Get to the mast.
Get to the mast.
Get to the mast. No, I can't do that voice. I won't even try. Can we get the Rhino handgun to the game? All the while fan there.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty neat. That'll make a mess of those machines.
That would.
Sorry, changing that much news. I've been that sweatified. Miraculol talking about AI foibles with the machines. AI is definitely something that we're going to be... Oh, hello. You've got a hunter picnic going on over there.
I think I might have run out of boom booms too.
Boom boxes. Well, you've got plenty of flares and fireworks.
Yeah, let's
Small fuel cell.
see what a fuel... See if I can pull something out here.
Hello devs, loving this game, level 30 confirmed. Glad to hear it.
Nice.
Can you add body armor? That would be quite cool. Hej, är ni svenska? Nej, förlåt. Jag är engelsman och min kompis är från, I don't know, New Zealand and Sweden.
New Zealand.
New Zealand, okay. No, I'm an English guy, he's a New Zealand guy, but we are in Stockholm, Sweden, with the rest of the dev team here. But there are many, many Swedes who do work on the game, of course. When can we expect the boss in the FOA tour area? I don't know what you're talking about there, Jammerman Gaming. The FOA arena, of course, appeared in the last week's update, but we haven't told you what that's for yet, so watch this space.
What?
Oh dear.
Yeah, this
is gonna get messy.
What could possibly go wrong, right?
Indeed.
I think the young kids say yeet these days when you throw one of those out. Come on then. Come on. You know you wanna. Oh man, they didn't run out there.
No!
Uh-oh.
They're not falling for your flare shenanigans. Oh,
Oh, I'm so dead.
you were a bit too soon there. Can you add a dodge type feature, like a roll or something? That would be cool. It would be very animation intensive for us to do. And again, we're not a AAA studio, so things like that are big considerations for us. You know, like what does it give to the gameplay versus the amount of development time needed? Is something we always have to think about. But it would definitely be cool. When will gun crafting be introduced? We haven't had any talk about that just yet, but it would be cool. Thanks for answering this question. This has definitely become one of my most enjoyed games over recent years, says Strikeburn. Thank you, Strikeburn. It's really nice to hear. Again, you know, we know we're not perfect and we're hard at work making things better. But it's nice to know that you're having fun with it. Yeah, Serious Kai, I said a quick side jump, even if not a roll, would be quite cool. Any word on a DLC coming soon, says Wayne on Facebook? Not at this point. I say we don't really want to start talking about DLC until we feel that folks have a nice experience with the base game first. Oh, that'd be pretty neat. Would you guys add chaff grenades to a few bots and make you invisible for a short while? That'd be pretty neat. I mean, we do have plenty of distractions in the game, but a chaff grenade specifically.
I actually dropped one. Nice.
When did you pull out the Granatgewehr?
Oh, I got it from the guest room, remember?
Oh, you did. Okay. Too busy talking to the people in chat. How about a melee weapon for ticks? I want a baseball bat. Like, fire ticks back at the hunters. Please remove the level cap, it's not fun. We've had some feedback about the level cap. I mean,
It's
just to add context, from a game design perspective, it's about making you have choices. So you kind of choose how you should be playing your character rather than just having it all. You know, having to make choices adds extra kind of engagement, let's say, and difference in the way that you play. If you could do absolutely everything, then you have no reason to play in a particular kind of manner. So we're not going to say never. Absolutely, we take your feedback on board, but just to give you a little context about why games do tend to have level caps and don't let you choose everything.
Yeah, you think you want it all, but really
Very
it makes it
choppy
boring.
stream, we're being told on YouTube. I have no dropped frames here on OBS. It looks smooth as butter for me on the preview when I'm watching on YouTube. I would suggest checking that you haven't got a too high settings quality on, because everything else is looking pretty buttery smooth. Any chance of dedicated servers being available in the future? I think would help a lot with the multiplayer side of things. That could be pretty neat. Yeah, stream's good for me on YouTube, says Tenebris, or Tenebree, I'm not sure.
Alright.
Well, you dealt with them surprisingly well, Matt.
Yeah,
Not that I had no faith in you.
I had to think on my 2 feet.
Any ETA on removing threat markers as an option in settings? We don't have an ETA on that. We've never officially confirmed we will do that, but I have been saying that I think it would be great if folks could choose. I know if I was playing it, I'd probably take them away myself as well, because I do like the odd jump scare. But I know that some folks really love them. So I think as an option, it could be pretty cool. But again, that kind of thing is something that we're likely to do a little down the line after we've done with the core bug fixing and just, you know, making sure core things work before we start doing actual improvements and changes, let's say. I think our stream chat froze again. Restream chat is really being mean to us recently. Sorry if you think I've ignored your question, it's just the stream chat froze for about 20 seconds or so, so apologies for that.
Wasn't any good. Same. I already went into that one. Well.
Joshua Martin, I'll take a peek at that video after the stream. Thank you for letting us know. Think sometime in the near future we need a T-800 model robot. Strikeburn, if you get us the movie rights to that, then we'll make it happen. Promise.
Hey man, what you doing?
Sneaky.
Sneaky Molly.
Sneaky ninja.
Oh,
Take Corporal Svoboda's letter to his parents, because Postonori can't be trusted, even in an apocalypse.
no.
Stranger Things push bike, please. Yeah, bikes would be awesome. I would love to see bikes in the game. Again, we've had a lot of feedback about vehicles. Lots of people would like to see some form of transportation, so we'll see what happens in the future. More activities to do after story mode, please. Some sort of end game content. Absolutely, we hear you. We'll start talking about things like that quite soon, actually. But yes, there is going to be stuff coming. There's a lot of stuff in the tutorial list that's not included in the game yet. We did have some kind of test stuff sneak through, which may or may not happen. So I wouldn't call it gospel, put it that way. Will you guys add harder enemies? I mean, some people think it's too hard right now. Other people like it. Other people think it's too easy in some cases. So it's about finding that sweet spot. As we do further improvements to the way the machines react to you and sort of the way they fight, what you would call machine AI, I guess, I think the difficulty would naturally change according to that. But otherwise, then yes, I think it's definitely a strong prospect that you'll get more challenges in the future. More news on that later. Not today. later in the future.
Why does it do that?
Will there ever be a PvP/survival mode? Unlikely, Robert. I mean, our game isn't designed for PvP, to be truthful. If we were to do it, it'd be a very huge undertaking. So I'd say that was unlikely at this stage. Whether we add more survival-style elements, that's yet to be seen. People have asked for it. Some people love that idea. Some people hate that idea. So again, maybe somewhere choosing. That could be quite cool. We'll see. It's not able to start a new story with a character, is it? It should be. Again, that's something we're also looking at. The intention was that we would do it so you can just change a character if you like in the same world, and that way you can choose different specs. But it's a little unclear to some folks. Oh, Matt, you're getting...
I'm getting ticked.
Yeah. Oh, they just discovered it. Oh, these are not Daleks. They can run up staircases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned it's the changes in April updates to machines, what exact changes were made to the AI? Are they more responsive and aggressive? Strike Burn, the main thing that addressed was the ability to plink them at range. That was an issue before that update. So before, you could just shoot a tank from across the side of a field and it wouldn't even react to you. Now we've increased their engagement range, so now they will actually sort of react to you from further distances. We also did some adjustments to how they move. Before they were getting stuck in the animations, so it would take a real long time for them to turn around and actually target you. So now we've adjusted it so they'll actually target you and shoot at you a bit quicker. Because before the tanks were quite easy to exploit, let's say. So now they've toughened them up a bit. Again, yeah, Tenebris, I agree. Survival elements will be very divisive. It's some people love that kind of thing, some people hate it, which is why me personally, just throwing out my community manager thoughts is, if I was playing the game, I'd love to be able to choose. But then again, I'm not the one who decides, so I just pass your feedback on. Going in the gas. We'll get some wind. Oh my!
Holy tick!
Yeah, there was ticks and some runners in there just chilling out. Ooh, flamethrower. That would be cool. And Bid and War. I agree. Doing player damage, chance for it to explode in your face, like some kind of hacked together flamethrower that you've made, but can blow up based upon quality.
3 bullets there. This was not a good idea.
Oh dear! Throw your gun at them, like Saving Private Ryan style.
Okay.
Right, bait them up and snipe them, I guess.
Yeah, if they are shooting at it, it's a good idea actually.
Peekaboo.
I see.
Oh, no. It's playing hard to get.
Oop. Probably not going to be any good.
Ability stats on clothing is something we're looking at. Don't worry about that. We understand that is an issue and we'll get that fixed. Apologies for the trouble.
Okay.
That's a good question. How are the overall reviews and has it affected your developer's vision of what the title could be? The reviews across console have been very positive. A little bit more negative on Steam because we do understand we had some early Steam issues or Steam-only issues. PC.
What? How did that just? Oh. Anyway, I think.
Things like that are some things we
RNG
also need to look
just,
at. But yeah, I mean, the reviews to us are a massive source of feedback. We'll treat that like any other kind of feedback, be it a social media message or anything else. And my sole job all day, every day, is to do nothing but pass on information to you guys.
Well, definitely.
How come you were running down with your pistol when you had loads of ammo?
I was actually just saying that and hoping that everyone
like,
would
only have
just
3
ignore.
rounds. It's like, what?
Ignore. There it is. Beautiful.
You are developers, right? We're community managers, so yes, we represent the development team. What about a bug with damaging through walls? That's something we're looking at. Absolutely. Don't worry, we do recognize that. Just want to say Mad Max is one of the best games I've ever played. Thanks for that one. I think maybe a couple of our devs might have worked on the Mad Max project at some stage or another. For those who don't know, Avalanche Studios, we have a AAA side of the company who works with these really big, high-budget games, and then we have our self-publishing wing, which is where Generation Zero sits. So yeah, Mad Max was one of the AAA titles. It's quite good for us because it means we can get lots of experience across different kinds of projects. Yeah. What's your 6, Matt?
What's my 6?
What's your 6? No, nothing there.
Nothing there. We good. We go cheap.
Could you get more XP to one-shot kills or tactical takedowns of cannons and such? That's a good point. Yeah, good feedback.
Just on this.
Do you guys already have new machines in the works? We will not talk about unreleased content until we feel that we're ready to. Put it that way. Those of you who have followed us a cool while know that we don't like to make promises until we're 100% certain we can keep them. You know, I don't want to say, hey, this cool thing is coming, and you're all going to get hyped, and we say, oh no, we had a roadblock, there was a massive issue, we couldn't get it to happen in time, then you're disappointed. So we'll rather keep our cards close to our chest until we're very certain that we can start talking about new stuff, and then you'll hear about it. But don't worry, we're definitely working on stuff. But right now, it's primarily working on bug fixing.
I need to do a little bit of looting.
Bep-Cola themed weapon skin. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, we should make some Bep-Cola merch to give away.
Wait, is that? Did they add that? I remember static TVs. I don't remember that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've seen that one before.
Oh, have you?
We had one before
Maybe
early,
just
and
raced
we had
past
to
them.
remember that much.
Race past them too fast, maybe.
PS4, Rainbow Pony. Yes, all platforms are being looked at right now. Don't worry. You know, all platforms are equally important to us, so fear not. We are looking at feedback from everybody. It's definitely work in progress. Destroy the TV, Norpol is demanding, but too late. It's gone.
We can go back, but someone's parents would have paid a lot of money for that TV.
I just joined, so my apologies if your answer's ready. Is the stream jerky for the rest of you as well? It's not, Martin. Someone asked that earlier, and others have confirmed the stream is fine. Just check that you haven't got your quality settings too high for your connection, or maybe it's just still caching for you. Sometimes it can take a little bit while for YouTube to catch up when you just open up the stream. Are we getting a merch shop, perhaps? Mug, shirts, etc.? We haven't planned it. For those of you who don't know, I mean, merch as a business decision is quite a big deal for a smaller organization, because it's very expensive in terms of storage, overhead, all that kind of thing. So we'll see. But I would like to get some cool stuff to at least give away to the community. So watch this space. Where is the Glass Beelan, the blue-colored ice cream truck with a melody that was everywhere in the 80s? That would be pretty neat. Maybe if one day we have vehicles, you can have like a, you know, modified ice cream truck you can drive around with a siren on and pull in all the machines. Why doesn't the character punch? Because you do not want to punch a steel robot.
No, that would be very sore.
That would be a very bad choice. Melee is something that we've been getting feedback on. I would love to see melee. I think it's cool. Punching probably would not make sense, but melee weapons of some sort.
I was just saying,
whacking with your rifle
imagine
butt, I don't know.
putting one of those batteries on a stick, and like so you get like an electrical baseball bat kind of. That'd be
pretty cool. That sounds very Dead Island.
Yeah,
if you play that one. Yeah. We still have that guy going in my neighborhood talking again about the ice cream trucks.
Yeah.
Make Funko Pop characters out of you guys and the devs, as long as I get a cut. If I'm going to license out my image, no. Will you guys make the EMP grenades more effective? I feel they're underpowered. In what way, Jamie?
Wow, that's
because they're very powerful.
Man, I use those things a lot.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Do you mean that you'd like a bigger radius for them? Because you do have to get them really well on target. 3 words: cattle prod bayonet. That would be.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There are tons of print-on-demand merchandise stores you'd use. Absolutely hobby science. That we were just looking at stuff like that earlier, just something completely unrelated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know those places exist. It's whether you want to effectively sell your licensing for a small percentage is the main thing. But yeah, that's boring business stuff. What about the tank change fire distance? What about it, Michael? So what we did was we made it so that it engaged on you from longer ranges, because before you were able to kind of shoot at it from a medium range and it wouldn't react to you because it didn't register you as being within an attackable distance, whereas now we've changed that. So I'm not sure what your question
You
is.
think how big it is? It must have like amazing
Big
sensor
old guns.
equipment on
Yeah.
it and stuff. It should be able to see you from anywhere, really.
If you're dying, even the hands could be a weapon as a last resort. That is a fair point, Louis. That is a fair point. Every time I've used EMP on tank bots, they wake up after 5 seconds. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you would rather that the effect lasted longer.
Yeah, but it depends on the size of the machine and the class of it and stuff like that. So
yeah, some are more naturally resistant to EMP attacks than others.
And you can use those the bigger batteries too for a longer effect. So it's all a scaling thing for that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you don't want to make something too powerful, so
No.
you just switch off every machine that
No.
you see, for example.
And you think you're throwing a little battery at this massive tank.
Yeah.
You're lucky
A
it
little
works at all, to
D-cell,
be
but-
honest. Yeah.
I saw a question. What was oh, chat just spam update itself.
There you go.
Have you ever considered any point about adding a form of actual NPCs? Yeah, we've had feedback about that as well. I mean, right now, the setting is that the apocalypse has just happened. Like, you're still seeing people's dinners on the tables, lights are on. It's not like a Fallout apocalypse, which is hundreds of years later. This is like right now, day after, you were safe because you were out on a boat.
I'm so lost.
So whether in the future, as we continue to develop, I mean, the story will develop as well. Maybe NPCs might feature. Who knows? We'll see.
What do we do?
My uncompleted missions are vanishing my log. Silmaca mission issues of various types is something that we're looking at right now, and sorry for the trouble. We do know about it, and we are working on it. If you guys did have vehicles, I'd love to add a battering ram on the front of a truck and just ram it into a tank or a harvester.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty fun. So I'm envisioning that ice cream truck with big sirens and all the hunters running into it, and then you can just hit a self-destruct button.
I got a better picture. Ice cream truck, cable, driving round and round circles around the round
80 style.
Yeah, around the walker, the tank. I call it a walker.
Will you make the plot more understandable and make waypoints more convenient, or is such a mystery as a feature of the game? I mean, it's a feature. It's it's like video games used to be in the olden days,
Yep.
where you
Yeah.
didn't just follow the next arrow and just
It was an
It
adventure like a.
was an adventure.
Yeah,
you
you
had
had
to
to
look
work
around
out
and discover things.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Whereas now games more lean towards go to this blinking
this.
thing, go to this flashing
You
thing.
don't have to
and
think about it too much.
yeah, so we
This one-
kind of we have a somewhat hybrid element, whereas we'd like you to be able to find your way towards it, and then you'll get closer details as you get
Yeah.
towards the area. Some people don't like that. Some people absolutely love it,
Yeah,
and
me.
I guess it's more the older gamers such as
Yeah,
ourselves.
me, yep.
But maybe again that could be perhaps an option that people can choose between. That would make sense, so everybody can be happy. We'll see, but the feedback is definitely being taken on board.
Man, did I pick the wrong door to go down here? It's like a huge big rabbit warren.
Yeah, these bunkers are big.
I'm gonna. I know as soon as I miss one room, that'll be the room I need to go into. So.
You hint that the game story is not complete currently. To be clear, does mean we might see some form of story expansion in the future. I mean, the story, for someone who just ever plays the base game only and never plays anything else, the story is complete. You should be able to enjoy it as it is. But yes, as we develop, we're likely to expand on that, put it that way. So those of you who do want to stick around and see how things go in the future, then the story will definitely. Oh, you did get a TV in the end.
There we go.
See,
Just for the
always
fans.
just for the fans.
Just for the fans.
So yes, there will be development of the story as we go down the line as well. But it shouldn't feel like it's been cut off for people who just play the base game, put it that way. And it doesn't either. Not going to do spoilers, but yeah. Sorkin bunker keycard won't drop. Colin, we're aware of that, and we're absolutely getting that fixed. Apologies
Am I
for
in
the
the
trouble.
Sorkin?
Louis says, can I do some freelance work for this game as a texture artist? I can't answer that, unfortunately. I'm just a humble community manager, but we'd love to see your work. Tweet us, hit us on social media, and we'd love to see maybe some fan work you've done. It's always nice to see. Wouldn't be the first time a game company hires a very invested fan, like TK here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I come from the.
Yeah.
I'm one of you.
TK was originally just a fan of our Hunter. Not to say just a fan. He was a fan.
I
which
was
is the
a
best
fan.
thing in the world.
Yeah.
For our Hunter games,
Yep.
and we were hiring for a community manager, and yeah, the rest is
This is
as you can
history
see,
now. Yeah.
Need adrenaline shots, says Joshua Martin. Yes, we understand that we maybe
Something right
over-nerfed
going
them
here.
last week, so we're looking at trying to get a
Is-
fix for those out as soon as possible. Definitely sooner rather than later, put it that way. Graham, what's your favourite snooze, General Original. The one and only. I did like the
How do I get out of
General Long, but the General XR, it just wasn't the same.
How do I get out of here?
Yeah, Louis, send us your stuff. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, forums, wherever. Graham, you're such a Swede now. True facts, I was doing snooze before I even moved to Sweden. Back in 2006, I was working at Blizzard in France, and I worked with lots of Swedes there and was introduced to snooze then. I used to order it online.
So you could say snooze was your gateway to Sverige?
That was my wife.
Oh, that was your wife? Was the
Yeah,
okay.
my wife is Swedish. I met her in Paris. She was
yeah.
very confused when an Englishman in Paris pulled a snooze doser out of his pocket.
Yeah.
Will the game be supporting GeForce experience? That's a good question. We'll get that looked at. I can't answer that myself right now.
Right.
Oh no, where's the epic mullet gone to? You've only just noticed that, Strikeburn. You've been here all stream. It's around somewhere. I need to dig it out.
Oof. MP5.
Will you guys add secret weapons for players to find? I think, you know, there's going to be all kinds of extra goodies added as we continue developing the game. Live?
I got a skill point. Oh man, this is the first time I've seen this new UI.
Oh yeah, because you've been very much buried into Call of the Wild recently.
Yeah.
You? So yeah,
it's beautiful.
Nice. There's plenty more UI goodness to come as well.
Yeah.
Will you consider balancing loot so there's less so you can't become a one-man army? Less in the urban areas, more in the bases, but more danger. I find it fit with the story a little bit, mayhaps. Yeah, I mean, again, Nexus, maybe something like that would be cool if we were to do like a hardcore mode or difficulty scaling or some description. We got lots of thoughts about where we can do with making things, the experience more customizable for you. Again, we're not ready to talk about any promises or hard facts, but we've got lots of feedback on it, and we've definitely been throwing ideas around. So we'll see.
Something in this room.
Love the new UI. It's so clean. Goody good.
It's beautiful.
Just curious, what about VR for PS4? It's not something we looked into. We're not really a VR-focused studio.
Oh, there it is.
It would be cool, but it's not focused, I'm sorry to say. You got your stuff.
Got the stuff.
Got the stuff.
Okay. I can hear a tick.
I can hear a tick too, yes. Oh, does a tick hear you? Yes. Okay.
Sit down.
Norpal, I'm guessing he means by supported as in like, you know, the GeForce optimization feature, perhaps? I'm not sure. Does the hacking skill work as intended? With the hacker skill activated, rarely get enemies to attack each other. So we did some changes last week to make it so that it kind of scales with the difficulty of the enemy you're trying to hack and various other things. Check the patch notes is the best bet. Whether we can adjust it further is yet to be seen, but we did adjust it to how it was behaving in the beginning because it was a bit too powerful when used in the right way before. Is there a respec for skills coming? Nothing has been announced yet, but we're definitely taking feedback from people about how they would like to, you know, modify their character. Our intention in the beginning was to allow you, the reason the saves work as they are is that you can choose a new character with a different build and kind of hop into the world that way. But maybe just if you prefer to respec on the same character, that's something we could definitely consider and look into. Thanks, Bit and War, for doing the work with the patch notes there. What's that you're doing? Adding version numbers to our patches there, Bidding War. Sneaky. Bidding War is one of the awesome people behind our community wiki, by the way, and you'll also see he's a mod on our Discord server. So do tell him he's awesome, because he is. At least we support this. At least we get the support for him. I do appreciate that. Other devs should adopt this method. I mean, we're doing all we can, Joshua, and glad you like it. All feedback is good feedback. Tell us what you think works, what doesn't work, and we will adapt accordingly. I'd love to be able to yank off weapons of destroyed machines. There's some maybe too large to use. Yeah, maybe a tank launch pod might be too big. You spoiled for choice there, man.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, whoops.
Perusing your inventory.
I think I just dropped.
Did you throw the good stuff on the floor?
How was that? Give me all the stuffs. There we go.
Yeah. Love the game, love the Swedish voices. Maybe Swedish text too. Nick, that's good feedback. It might be an ambition of ours. I can't promise to say yes or no at this time.
Is it on? There we go. That's the one.
Would you consider doing a quick escape function? So like when you loot and get attacked, you can just move away from the container and the loot window will exit. That's good feedback. I guess it would make sense if you were looting a thing and something starts shooting you, you would probably just throw it on the floor and run. Good feedback. Give us the recurve bow and crafting for dynamite arrows. Dude, I have asked for that myself.
That is so awesome.
Both myself and Matt are archers in real life. We both have compound bows, and we like to fire arrows at things. So yeah, we like bows. I would love to see a bow in the game. Technician perk is something we're looking at right now. I've seen a lot of people commenting that ticks aren't dropping as they should, so hold that thought, we're looking into it. Can you guys drop BioWare a call and show them how good community feedback and contact is done? I think that's a nice compliment for us, so I'll say thank you. But otherwise, BioWare will, we'll do BioWare.
Oops, I keep holding my breath like, Call of the Wild.
You need like a future peripheral. You have like a kazoo in your mouth, which will be attached to your computer. We have had wildlife like moose and wild boar. We have a very good game for you called Hunter Call the Wild, if you like that type of thing.
Yeah.
It would certainly be cool to have in Generation Zero, but me throwing out a guess, not being a techie myself, I would guess that's going to be extra considerations in terms of performance, simulating animals as well as machines. So, who knows? Yeah. And yes, times 200 for a compound bow. Yeah.
Might have to get my one.
Warrior Dan also giving us some bow love. Yeah. So you two are like real life Daryls from The Walking Dead. Hashtag archers, hashtag bow and arrow. Yeah, I'm not so far off actually. I mainly got into archery because it would be a great addition to my bug out bag at home. I'm planning for Daryl Day.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on with this gun.
Are you whipping stuff?
No, I just, it's not, no shooty bang bang, I think.
Look at that. Would make sense if the machines killed all wildlife to make it harder for surviving humans to mount resistance. That would be actually pretty clever of the machine, to be honest. Yeah, remove wild game from the picture. Oh. Can you give a free pizza to the audio designer of this game? It's beautifully made. If I had a pizzeria and I could decide the pizzas were free, I would totally do that. But otherwise, I think what you're asking is, can we buy him one? Maybe.
I wonder what pizzas Peter likes, actually.
I wonder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, we got that one, but...
regarding the comments about tabbing out in Windows, I see a question there. We'll get that looked at, Mangi-san. I'm buying the game in a week. Looks awesome, says Shetcat with straw hat. Thank you. I'm glad you liked how it looks.
Right, come on.
That's cool, but there's something about a man who comes to another's aid with a bow and arrow, no doubt. Yeah. I also think a bow and arrow makes so much more sense in the world scenario.
Maybe it is me being bad.
I was having nightmares last week. The sniping game was not. You're definitely up to speed there with me more. Audio is outstanding. More audio love. When do you fix you can't get loot boxes? We fixed some with last week's patch, which was mainly due to beds having 2 big hitboxes. We'll of course keep making improvements and fixes as we go along.
Sweet ammo.
Ammo is good.
Grenades are good too.
Grenades are very good. Even though last week I threw 2 of them at a tree, one after another. That was embarrassing.
I bet the tree died.
Yeah, I would say it would probably not very good life as a tree after that. Weapon inspect feature, that'd be pretty neat. I got the game digitally and also the collector's edition. Should I open the box or just continue the game with the box sealed? I don't know what you mean by that. I think that's entirely up to you, Dano. But there are some good stuff in the C box, so...
What happened then? Did I have 2 songs?
Can we get a kill cam on the big machines? What do you mean, Daniel? Let us know. As in, when they kill you? Or you kill them? Or... What is your overall favorite gun in the game? I like the Corpist personally. I do like a scrap pap SMG type thing. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, definitely the sniper rifles. Anything with a scope on it's good for me.
Scope, yeah. When we add loot boxes, can't let EA make all the money. I'm sure that our sales team would love to put them in, but that's not something for our game. It's not something that we're considering doing. Put it that way. Is there a bug report system in-game? Not in-game, but we would love for you to write on our forum, which is forum.generation0.com, or on the Steam Community Hub, or even on Facebook or Twitter if they'll fit. So any way you can talk to us, we will happily take bug reports. But there's no way of doing it directly in the game. Where's the one-shot hint hunter hitbox? No spoilers in this stream, Joshua, sorry. Random bounties, Robert asks. That's definitely something that could be fun. We would definitely like to add more in-game activities for you to do. More news on them will come later.
Yeah.
Loot boxes, they're already in. They're just free and part of the game. I guess in that respect, yes. How about an item wheel and make them much easier on console? That would be a good feedback there. Oh my god, resist the evil, please. Don't worry, Tenebris. Like I said, it's never been a consideration for us.
Let's see what happens here.
That happened as expected.
It did.
Shot the boomy thing and the thing boomed. That was a miss.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he hit the armor plate on that one. Oh. There we go.
The silences are so good in this game.
Yes, they are.
See? Strange.
Yeah. Maybe we should get that looked
I
at.
think it looks like it might be shooting a touch high on the scope, actually. So I might start aiming underneath a little bit.
Just going to see how that works, and we can, of course, send that directly back to the dev team.
That's right.
Sure you've answered this, but I just joined the stream. Are there any new machines being developed? We kind of answered that in various ways. We're not talking about future content just yet, mainly because we want to focus on the base experience, the base game being nice and polished, and you know, being in a better place before we start talking about new. But absolutely, we want to do plenty more with the game yet, and you'll certainly start hearing more about our plans for that in the future. Biddemore says maybe, maybe not. I'd probably say a very, very strong probably maybe, but just not something that we're talking about just now. I mean, logically it makes sense. We've said that we're going to keep developing the game in the future with free and paid updates, so it makes sense that enemy types, that's a logical thing we would do one day, wasn't it? So I think our chat is frozen again. That's not too bad. It's only the second time. Yesterday it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Refresh. There we go.
Oh. Battling terrain and machines here.
Yeah. Doing a bit of parkour. Can I buy a t-shirt? We don't have a merch store, I'm sorry to say, but we are looking at some community competitions coming up in the future where we will be giving away some cool swag. Hi, big fan, says Fortnite King. Glad to hear it. Thank you for dropping by. This hour stream is too short. It goes by so fast every week. It does, but you know, I'm a one-man band when it comes to Generation Zero, and I like to talk to all of you and everywhere else as well when the stream is done. So I would love to. I mean, streaming is of course tons of fun. I'd love to do it more, but it's just finding the hours in the day.
What's this one?
Do sights and scopes with this weird over-under aiming feature / bug included? We're actually we did some tweaks to how they aimed last patch. Maybe it needs another look. I think based upon what Matt's seen today,
looks like it's firing a bit high. I think.
Having that, yeah, checked out. Need some 80s roller skates to get around. I've already requested that. I said they want vehicles. Give them roller skates. Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Or those bouncing things. I think
Moon
it's the
balls,
last
or
thing.
I can't
Yeah.
remember what they're called. Spaceball, yeah.
Are those streamers Swedes or just some devs? Are being asked by Lillebrohr. We are community managers, so representatives of the dev team. I am a Swede. I'm English, but I am a Swedish citizen now. I've been here for 10 years. Otherwise, all the other Swedes are off camera right now.
I thought I did that. Oh, I did. That's right. Yeah. What am I talking about?
Trans Gaming says I tried roller skates in the 80s and never got far. I think the first few times I just got facing concrete, if I remember rightly. I was not a quick learner when it came to roller skates. Skateboarding, that was my thing. Oh, that would be cool as well, skateboards.
Yeah.
I want to do like grinding on dead hunters. Meant to us before, but what about third-party views? I don't know what you mean by that, Robert. Could you elaborate a little on your question? No, I didn't mean pogo sticks. I meant they're called space hoppers. There was big orange balls. They had a smiley face on them, and they had like horns you hold onto, and you kind of bounced around. Ah, sorry, third-person views. Okay, that makes sense. We've seen a few people ask for it. The main consideration for us is if we do a third-person view, we'd have to redo animations for everything. So it'd be a big change for us. But who knows if you folks wanted it enough.
It's some elevation issues.
Yeah. It's phoning home. What about a treasure map Easter egg? That's pretty neat. I don't know how there's much. I guess you can have like old Viking scat troves, but I'm not sure how useful gold is in a machine invasion. The space boppers need to happen. I saw you post this on Twitter, I think. Yeah, I did actually post someone a picture of that when they asked vehicles. Nice to meet you too. Is asking when's our next update. As of now, our QA team are downstairs testing a hotfix for PC specifically, which is address making some improvements to Windows 7 and 8, which came in after last week's patch. We understand that there are a lot of folks having crash issues, can't play with a mouse, that kind of thing. So that's being tested right now as we speak, and hopefully, if the testing goes well, we'd love to get that out to you tomorrow, and that should hopefully do a lot in improving the situation. I want to shoot robotic Cabbage Patch Kids. I did not like Cabbage Patch Kids as a kid. I thought they were creepy and weird.
Oh.
I also about werebears. They were awesome. Did you have those in New Zealand, Matt?
Nah.
They're like teddy bears that look super cute, but you could turn their hands inside out and turn their whole face inside out, and then they'd be scary, like transform. They were yeah, maybe it's just me. Garbage Pail Kids. I remember those. Yeah. Can emote wheel become a thing on the console? Pretty please, a tick oil on top. Yes, Mox, we've been getting that feedback. I can't promise yet. Oh, cooking on gas. It's a shotgun one, that's why. Getting up in your face.
Where's
yeah, can't make any promises about the wheel, but it's definitely feedback we've been getting a lot of, and we would like to react to feedback wherever it makes sense. Covered melee weapons earlier. Melee would be awesome. I would love melee, but again, we haven't got anything to share about that just yet. Hey, you'd be scary too if someone turned your face inside out. Don't judge. Yes, just Google werebears. You're probably gonna get some weird like Dungeons and Dragons hits, but otherwise they were the soft toys, and I loved it. I had one called, I can't remember what his name was, but yeah, it was awesome.
the weirdest beer? Oh my gosh, this my shooting now is just a tear bubble.
Community content on the forums, please. What specifically hobby science? Could you elaborate a little bit, please? At the moment, I'm the only community manager, so most of my attention is going on the Steam Community Hub and our social media. I plan to be being a lot more active on the forums once we've kind of settled down. You know, because at the moment, a lot of my time is, of course, spent helping people having issues with bugs and things. So once my time gets freed up, as we fix those, I'd like to be more available everywhere. But otherwise, what do you mean community content? Like fan-made stuff? I can definitely add a forum for that if you want, for like fan art and videos. I'd love to see that. Okay, yeah, cool. I'll make that happen. I will do that this evening. I will create a new sub forum on that.
So can confirm it's shooting a bit high.
It's shooting a bit high. Okay, that's good news. Feed that right back then. BCA Trek asking about weapon selection wheel. Again, we did mention that, but I'll let you off. That's definitely feedback that we're taking on board. I can't promise yes or no, but I can tell you that your feedback is going to be passed on. A giant tick robot that launches tiny tanks. That'd be awesome. Playing this moment, having trouble with robots teleporting from outside into the bunker. That's something we're looking at, Michael. Yes, sorry for the trouble. Yeah, I get you, Mike. Mike Muffler. I'm going to make that happen after the stream. We, of course, have things like that on our Discord already, but that's an oversight, perhaps, not adding it on the forum. It's nicer than just sticking it into the general channel. Time has flown, Matt.
Is it time, is it?
You've made some good progress, but we're going to have to... there will not be a stream next week, I'm sorry to say. It is the 1st of May, which is another public holiday. Lasts for a while, don't worry. So there won't be a stream next week because the office will be closed again. So this will be the last one for 2 weeks, but I will, of course, keep you up to date on all of our social media channels and the forums and Steam Hub and all that good stuff. But as far as streams concerned, we will be taking a little break. I have a really good feeling about you guys in this game, says Mike Muffler. Oh, it's nice for you to hear, Mike. I'm glad that you think that we're trustworthy. What a cliffhanger. What was the cliffhanger? Did I forget to say something? I have a habit of half doing sentences and then get distracted by it.
No more cliffhanger, guys.
No
It's
more.
down. It's down.
Thanks to stream. See you in a week. See you, David. Thanks for dropping by. Stovki Industries, we covered that earlier. That's definitely something we're taking feedback on board about changing a new character so it gives you an entirely new game rather than just switching character. We're taking that feedback on board. We're looking at ways we can perhaps change things or see where we go.
Definitely.
Righty. Mr. Mullet, says Mohu. I'll do my best to have a return of the mullet. Return of the mullet. Here we are. Don't clip that. No. Thanks for your awesome presence with the community. Thank you for being an awesome community. Again, you know, we know that we have work to do, and we're glad that you have our faith in us to get that work done. Things can only get better. They're going to turn this into a sing-along now. That was a one-hit wonder in the UK. Probably no one knows that song.
No.
Didn't make it to New Zealand land. Thank you guys for the information. You're most welcome, Louis. Great job, great stream, nice chat. Likewise, and on that note, we shall wrap things up, and we will see you in 2 weeks again on the stream. So 2 weeks, not next week, week after. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place on our Discord, social media, and all that fun stuff.
Yep. Alrighty, yo. Catch you, everyone.
Cheerio. Thanks for being awesome, Matt. Good shooting, all that jazz.